Any common theme that you've been able to identify in the explosive plays? I mean, I know sometimes it's been tackling, sometimes it's been someone misaligned, sometimes it's just been a deep shot. But is there anything that can be a talking point to help prevent that?
It's all execution. And that was, we showed some good plays and some bad plays first thing when the guys came back. And when I told them there was 3 plays for 142 yards, right? And when they looked at, it's just easy, but in the moment of truth, you have to execute. And we didn't on those 3 plays. And I told them it was 377 yards. If you eliminate those 3 plays, well, we should. Now it's 235 yards, 46 attempts, 5.1 per attempt, and that's going to be number 1 in the NFL. But that's kind of what's plagued us throughout the season. I've told you guys before, it comes down to like 2 or 3 plays. Now, we were able to overcome that, but that's what we have to eliminate.
You talk about a guy like, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, not only is this Rams team obviously very talented offensively, but they have a lot of experience at those positions. Do you think kind of the experience on that side of the ball kind of helps fill what makes them so dangerous on that side? Without
a doubt. I mean, well, I went against Stafford when I was in Minnesota for a long time when he came in the league, and I was like, oh, my God. And he had Kelvin Johnson there, too. But he has all the arm talent, and he's smart. I think more in that system, he probably has more freedom with Sean McVay than other quarterbacks in that system. He's checking things at the line of scrimmage. You can see he has complete control. And then when you have, the same receiving core with the talent they have, they're all on the same page. So everything's well-oiled in terms of what they do. I mean, a lot of shifts and motions, but you can tell they just know it like the back of their hand. And it makes it tough. You have to be right, so it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
Joe, how do you think the substitution patterns on the defensive line have just kind of like helped those guys get into like a rhythm and a feel of the game?
That's always the plan. It's like, when it's all said and done, some guys will have slightly more reps, but we want to make sure that all the guys are playing. So when you get into the fourth quarter, right, the guys are fresh, when it's time to rush the quarterback. So I feel like the rotation's been good. I feel like the guys are playing better. So we're just going to keep doing it.
And just like, I don't know, someone like Cam playing a little bit more, playing some more extended snaps in a row, setting up a pass rush, playing in that, does that help him execute that a little bit more?
Yeah, because you're going against, you're more familiar with the games. We do carry quite a few pass rush games. So all that stuff helps. And then, when you have a veteran guy, the communication in terms of what they're running based on the protection or based on the formation, that you get that by being on the field. So I feel like the guys have been playing a little bit better, and I hope we can continue to trend that way.
Joe, from your point of view, is it as simple for Stafford and that offense to get back on track just because Cooper's and Puka's healthy? Was it just those 2 missing pieces that kind of got this thing rolling again?
No, I think they have, other good players. But like I said, when you have the trigger man, he can see it all, and he's making the right decisions. He's making great throws where the guys are draped all over him. But again, having those guys, having that continuity, you're out there with all your tools, all your weapons, and that gives him confidence. But you can see that when they play. You feel like there's maybe some different play selections, when they have all their players available. But like I said, they're very good at what they do. They're very good in that system, and we're going to have to be on point, on all 3 levels of our defense.
With Puka specifically, just the way he plays, the physicality, the size, the strength, is that something you have to kind of lock in on?
Yeah, absolutely. We experienced that last year. You know what I mean? So guys know what to expect. We definitely have to play better just in terms of the run game, and we have to play better because they're going to catch the ball. Based on what they do, they try to create space. So there's going to be some throws underneath, and again, they're bigger, stronger receivers. We're going to have to do a great job tackling those guys in space as well.
In that game last year, was a big day or a tough day for Alontae Taylor. Throughout that, now he gets an opportunity to kind of, bounce back from that against the same opponent. What are you hoping to see from him this weekend?
Just continue to be consistent. There's a little bit of inconsistency in his game. We talk about that. But for the most part, you're not going to make every play, but just be consistent. And when we played Atlanta, they copied the same plays. And they ran at the same time. So he played well in that game. The same plays he got beat on last year against him, he defended. But they're going to try to go after him a little bit, and I feel like he'll be ready for the challenge.
How big is his sort of he's always complimented about his confidence in particular. How big is that in a game like that?
Yeah, he's very confident, but you can't. The thing is you can't ride the emotional roller coaster, right? Because again, guys are going to make plays on you, so you have to kind of process it. What did I do wrong? fix it and go on to the next thing and not let plays linger. And that's something that I feel like he's definitely improved on from last season.
How similar are what the Falcons is running and what the Rams are running with Zach Robinson?
Very, very similar. You know what I mean? But I think they're in the first year of what they're doing. Sean McVay's been there for a long time. The players have been there for a long time. So they're well oiled in terms of what they're doing.
That's just from the standpoint of going against a similar offense twice already this year. Is that beneficial for, obviously even Alontae, who's...
Yeah, it's beneficial. I mean, they're similar, but they're not the same.
Right.
I mean, when you look in terms of the run game, what they're doing, some of the things I'm sure they're going to copy from what teams did to attack us early in the season. But there's similarities, but they're different. I would say a little bit more complex in terms of what they're doing scheme-wise because of the experience that they have.
What would you highlight in terms of the improvement last week against the run?
Just really guys doing their job, and that's our whole plan. Always just try to make teams one-dimensional, but it comes down to guys being in their gaps. It comes down to linebackers, second-level players in secondary fitting their gaps, and then making tackles. So I thought we improved. It was good to see, and like I said, we got to continue to do that.
Can you tell us real quick just a little bit about your impression of Nephi Sewell, both on the field and in his rehab process?
It's great to have him back. He came back, and they opened up his window, and he was ready to go. Those dudes always want more reps, but it's good. He's so athletic, and there's versatile things he can do for us, but it's good to have him back in the rotation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.